On today's episode of Clean Out Your Pantry, what's for dinner? What the heck are we eating? Are we ever going to finish all of this food? We are going to use every Thrive Market product I have in here and taste test all of it. This episode is sponsored by Thrive Market because that's all we're using, my friends. This coconut milk, oh yeah. These sprouted black lentils, yes. These pepperoncinis, oh yeah. Don't know what Thrive Market is, don't know how I ended up with all these products. Let me tell you about them real quick. Thrive Market is an online marketplace where you can sort based on whatever it is that you're looking for. You can sort by frozen food, you can sort by meat, whatever your dietary preference is. Are you doing Whole30? You can do that. Are you gluten-free? You can sort by that too. So whatever it is that you're looking for, it will come up. It is subscription-based, much like some other big box stores you've heard of. Some might rhyme with Ram's Pub. It is the cheapest if you do the annual membership, comes to only $5 a month. And if you decide you don't like it for any reason in the first 30 days, they will refund your money.
Wow, that's really good.
Are they gonna give you guys a deal today? It's thrivemarket.com/frugalfootmom. They're gonna give you guys 30% off of your first order, free shipping on orders over $50, and a free gift. It is the first link down the doobly-doo if you wanna go check that out. Other things I love, for every paid membership, they gift a membership through the Thrive Gives program to a veteran, first responder, teacher, or family in need. And also, if you find their products cheaper anywhere else, they will match the price. So they will be the cheapest. You can find those products anywhere. For tonight's Thrive Market dinner, we are going to be taste testing these two products. I have this chicken that I got on sale. It is thawing. I have some leftover rice. I'm trying to decide if cauliflower belongs with these. It says you can put whatever vegetables. I know potatoes are really common. I don't really have any potatoes, but I do have this cauliflower, so I'm feeling like I might do that. And I'm gonna do half the chicken with the vindaloo and half the chicken with the coconut curry and serve them over this rice that I already have because I made it already. Easy, delicious, and nutritious. Tonight, we have cleared these two jars out of the pantry. We're kind of at the point in the winter where my face color, like the fact that my tan is so gone, is like blending into this white wall. I have got to get some sunshine, and it is snowing today. So, because it is snowing, I thought it would be the perfect day to bust out Mr. Crockpot and a chuck roast. I feel like I make this dish semi-often on camera, but the only time I ever make it is on camera for you guys. I don't know why I can't like just come up with that on my own. Nevertheless, here we are. Here are the items we will be using from the pantry today. Obviously the chuck roast out of the freezer. I have these sliced pepperoncinis. I adore these on a roast. We'll use about half this jar. This Primal Palette Garden Ranch, a packet of brown gravy mix. I have this Herbs de Provence that I got from Thrive Market. It's not quite like the flavor profile I wanted because it has like lavender and marjoram in it and anise and fennel, but it will be fine. Also, I did pull out a container of bone broth that I made myself, beef bone broth. This will be my liquid. I'm not using butter in this today because this is a very fatty cut and there's a little bit of fat on top of this as well. So this is literally like dump everything in, turn it on high, and go about your business. My bone broth is still a little frozen to take out of the container, so we'll just come over here and start dumping these packets. Chuck roast is one of my favorite roasts. It's extremely tough, but I find if I cook this on high for like right at 10 hours, wow, look at all that flavoring. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's a lot of flavoring in that. Holy smokes. There's the brown gravy packet. I'm not gonna do a ton of these herbs, just a little. Give it a little je ne sais quoi, you know? I mean, are you even cooking if you don't dump herbs on the counter? Honestly, I just dumped a bunch over here. Next up is going to be the pepperoncinis. This is the brand I always buy from Thrive Market. I always have a couple of these. And there is a like stopper guy right here. So I gotta take this, oops. And splash the juice everywhere. I'm gonna take that guy out. Whoop, yeah, there we go. And I can do about half of this in here. And then my husband likes these on salads and sandwiches. And last but not least, my bone broth. It's still pretty frozen, but it's thawed enough to just kind of dump it in here. Like there's the fat from it, which we'll leave because it's delicious. Look at this like fat circle. Isn't that funny? And that is out of my freezer as well. Hallelujah. So I'm gonna plug this in, put it on high, and I'm telling you, if you wait long enough, a chuck roast will like shred into the most tender pieces of meat. So if it's tough, like if you're doing a chuck roast and it's tough, you haven't gone long enough. My favorite is 10 hours on high, depending on how big your roast is. If you have a smaller roast, you don't have to go that long. This is literally it. How easy was that? Lid, it's plugged in. See you in a bit. Items we emptied out from tonight's dinner: 2 packets, beef bone broth, half of this jar, and of course the large roast itself. Tonight's dinner was literally just pasta and sauce. I had this package of organic fusilli, and I browned up some sausage I pulled out of the freezer, some Jimmy Dean like sage sausage, mixed it with this Sicilian gravy, mixed everything together, topped it with Parmesan cheese, came together in less than 20 minutes. Everyone was happy, even had some leftovers, and now 2 more things out of my pantry. Okay friends, chili is a favorite in my house, and I really need to use up these lentils. So we're putting together a lentil chili in the Instant Pot. I will also be utilizing these canned tomatoes, both from Thrive Market. Now, I don't know if you've ever used like a sprouted black lentil, but check this out. Don't they kind of look like bugs? They're not, I promise. But like they've all been sprouted, so they all have this little tail. It's hilarious. In my Instant Pot, on the saute function, I'm gonna brown up, it said, don't mind the blood at the bottom of that bowl. It said to brown 1 pound of ground beef. This is a little bit more than that. We're just gonna use what we have. It's gonna be fine. So saute function, brown your ground beef, and while you do that, you can chop up an onion, a bell pepper of any color, and some garlic. Can you even see this with all this steam? Okay, get your Dollar Tree meat masher. Really get in there, and then I'm almost about there. So at this point, halfway brown, I will add in my veggies. Here we go, garlic, onion, red bell peppers. I like green, you can use green, but these red ones were on sale recently, so I'm using the red ones. They were cheaper than the green ones, which never happens. Get those kind of stirred in there. Ooh, okay, my brown, holy saucy. Can you hear me at all? My ground beef is done. So I am adding my 28-ounce can of tomatoes. I also have 4 cups of water that I will add chicken base to. I'm just gonna kind of rinse that out a little. Okay, 4 cups of water, here it goes. That's supposed to be chicken broth. I have this Better Than Bouillon in my fridge, so I'm using this. And it's supposed to be 4 teaspoons, which is a tablespoon and a teaspoon. That's probably too much, but this is reduced sodium, so I feel like it probably needs the salt. So I just rinsed these off, and they go. That was 1.5 cups of dry lentils. And I'm gonna let this heat up for just a hair while I get my spices out, and then we're gonna spice it up. Here are the spices. I have chili powder, brown sugar, salt, pepper, cumin, and oregano. This is ground oregano. Make sure the ring is in. Make sure this is on seal. 10 minutes. I believe that is on. I have done a 10-minute natural release, and ooh. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this. Did you know that the handle is supposed to sit right there? In the, like the lid's supposed to sit in the handle. Did you know that? Because I used whole tomatoes instead of like crushed tomatoes or diced tomatoes, I do have some chunks here. So I am going to use my potato masher just to crunch up these whole tomatoes so they're way smaller and easier to eat like a real soup. Now's the time to taste for salt and pepper. And of course, if you're going to be eating this with like chips and cheese, you know, your favorite chili toppings, you probably don't need to add quite as much salt because those things are by nature quite salty. I do enjoy doing cheese and quite a bit of sour cream. Oh yeah, and of course, some chips, always. You don't have to use the black sprouted lentils, you could use any lentils.
This is not your normal chili.
No, definitely no.
I like it a lot, actually. It's not super acidic. Sometimes your chili can be like, it has so much
I usually use fresh tomatoes, which can be more acidic than some of the canned ones.
Is this canned?
Yeah, this is canned tomatoes.
Okay. There's some meat in it.
Yeah, there is. I use lentils to beef it up.
Instead of beans. Oh.
You love me.
You caught me off guard on that one. I could eat that all day.
Okay, sweet. Winner chicken dinner.
Yep, I like it a lot.
Tonight for dinner, we are doing 2 small spatchcock chickens from Thrive Market. I've been super impressed with the quality of the frozen proteins that I have ordered from Thrive Market. And I am making a little bit of a chicken, baked chicken herb mixture. So I have 1 teaspoon of everything but the leftovers right here, 1 teaspoon of crushed rosemary, a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of this black pepper, and this is hold. And 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. So here is my spice mixture, and I will just drizzle the chicken with oil and then this spice mixture on top. Don't breathe it in. A little avocado oil, also from Thrive Market. And once I get everything on here, these will go into a, what did I do the oven at? 425 degree oven. I do have mine on convection. We'll set it at that temperature for about 15 minutes, and then I'll drop it down to 350 for the rest of the roasting. I'll probably check it about 45 minutes after that and check my temperature with my meat thermometer. I just wanna make sure that these are like split open all the way so they cook pretty evenly. A little bit of a massage, keep your head away from it. Oh man. There's your big pepper spray out of this stuff. You wanna come put your face in here and breathe this in, Andrew?
Nope.
It feels great. Oh my gosh. Why? Now, while my chicken is roasting, I thought I would put together maybe a sheet pan of these Brussels sprouts, these red bell peppers, and some sweet potatoes. I also have some delicata squash. I might just put all of it on a big cookie sheet and roast it on another one of the shelves in the oven, as my air fryer has been recalled and I'm waiting for my new one. So I'm just gonna prep these, some oil, salt, pepper, nice and easy, and have a beautiful side of veggies with my chicken. This is looking quite delicious. Oh, baby, those are done.
What's the magic number?
165. Because they continue to cook as they sit here, so I know, like, they're like, poultry's not cooked until it's at 185. That's when you get dry, nasty chicken breast, and turkey for that matter. 165 in the breast, done. I'm gonna let it sit for like 10 minutes while we mix up mashed potatoes. I'm doing some meal prepping today out of the following items: Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, and some clearance chicken. We're gonna make some roasted veggies out of these. So once I have these prepped and in the oven, we'll just cook these on a skillet. Starting with the Brussels sprouts, these are not washed. Well, it doesn't say on the back that they're washed. So I'll put them in this colander and give them a nice wash after I do the following. This is my favorite way to do Brussels sprouts. So I like to take that little core off. A couple of the outside leaves will fall off. That's fine, that's probably the dirty part. These are actually pretty clean, so I like to quarter them. I feel like they cook more evenly, and these are quite large. If you had smaller ones, maybe I'd half season them. Quarters like this, I'm gonna give them a rinse, and then when I salt them and season them, the seasoning will cover more surface area. Here are my 2 pans of veggies: sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts. I think this was 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts and 4 very large sweet potatoes. So step 1 is I'm gonna drizzle this with avocado oil. I got this from Thrive Market, this Primal Kitchen. And here are the flavors that I will be seasoning everything with. Okay, sweet potatoes, we're gonna go with this Primal Palette adobo seasoning. There is salt in this one, so I'm not gonna add salt over here. And what I know about potatoes of all kinds is you can season it and then add a little bit more because it can handle it. That was probably a good tablespoon of seasoning. If you find that your food doesn't taste that good, it's missing 2 ingredients, salt and fat, usually butter, sometimes bacon fat. Over here on the Brussels, I like to go super simple. We're gonna go salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And once again, put the amount of salt you think you need and then a little bit more, and then you know you will have it right. I did some Brussels sprouts in the oven recently and they were like the tastiest Brussels sprouts we've ever had. And the only thing I did was I thought I had oversalted them and I hadn't. I had made them perfect. And I have been trying to get rid of this garlic powder forever. 2019. Don't worry, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just less potent. But what I've learned about myself is I don't use garlic powder very often. Like, I have had this for so dang long that I'm just trying to use it up at this point. I prefer to tend to stick with fresh garlic. So I will not be buying garlic powder probably ever again. Now that we're here, we're gonna give it a nice massage, like really get in here with your hands. You could do it with a spoon, but I'm telling you, there's no substitute for hands as probably my top kitchen tool, right up there with a sharp knife. My oven is at 425 degrees. The Brussels sprouts will cook a hair quicker, and I do have mine on convection, so it will be blowing, so I'll put both of these in at the same time. If you do not have a convection oven, I might go 1 sheet at a time or rotate. But it didn't take very long, just a few minutes, and I'm gonna have veggies prepped for my breakfasts and lunches for myself and my husband for like the whole week. Ow, oh my gosh, I touched the pan. Oh no, okay, it's gonna be fine. Time to cook the chicken. So I just opened the containers as a reminder. Here's what it looks like, boom. So these chickies have been marinating for quite some time. I have a screaming hot pan, tongs, and the most important ingredient, bacon fat. Okay, can I tell you a story? I was Marco Poloing with a friend, okay? And we were talking about bacon. One of my friends, it's 3 of us. One of my friends doesn't buy bacon because she's like, oh, it just makes such a mess. It's greasy, grease gets everywhere. True, very true, grease gets everywhere. The other friend has bacon every morning for breakfast. And she's like, oh, I do it in my air fryer. The air fryer is super easy to clean, no sweat. I just take the bacon grease and dump it in the trash. Jessica, why? For the love of all that is holy, if you cook bacon, please do not dump your bacon fat in the trash. I am begging you. As a girl that was raised in the South, whose mother is from Southern Louisiana, for the love of all that is holy, please keep your bacon fat. It's the best cooking ingredient. It also makes the best roux for gumbo. Okay, here we go. Deliciously seasoned chicken going in. Woo-hoo-hoo! And yeah, my stove's gonna be dirty after this. What are you gonna do? I actually cook on my stove, so it's just gonna be dirty. Accept it and move on. I would love to grill this outside, but it is currently literally snowing at this second. This is a 14-inch skillet, in case you wanted to know. 14 inches. So in other words, humongous. All right, I'll be back in a few minutos. So I'm trying to meal prep this. Do you want to explain this plate to me?
I need lunch.
You never come home for lunch.
I know, but I didn't take lunch today.
It's good timing on your part.
I don't know how that happened, actually. It's not like I have a web camera in here just waiting for you to cook.
Wait a minute. Do you have a webcam in here?
No.
The chicken was $7. The sweet potatoes were $5. I didn't even use them all. Maybe $3. That's 10. The Brussels sprouts for another 5. I spent $15 on 7 meal prep meals. $2 each. $2 each. $2 each. Oh, pretty dang good.